On this week's episode of the A Game, we'll go over the news coming out of men's basketball, men's soccer returning to the Sun Belt Conference, possible big matchups in Kid Brewer Stadium in the future, and we catch up with Braden Underwood and Janae Sanders about their time so far at App State. All this and more coming on the A Game right now. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of the A Game here on App TV. I'm your host, Noah C. Cornelius, alongside the one and only Jeffrey Marson from WASU and Chris Daniels. Alrighty, guys, how y'all doing today?
I'm doing pretty well so far today. I'm excited to be back. It seems like I'm a permanent member of this show, it seems like, but I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Today's a pretty good day. MLB's back. Opening day was, as the recording, it was yesterday. So great feeling, great vibes, great day.
Alrighty, guys, to kick things off, the baseball team is unfortunately still not getting results. What do our Mountaineers need to do to get a change?
Well, App State's really been struggling recently. Lost 8 of their last 12. Got swept by Texas State, who is a very good team. But I think a lot of the record has to do with the tough competition that they've played this year. You know, playing North Carolina, Charlotte in a 3-game series, playing Duke on the road, and then, of course, Texas State most recently. It's really been tough to establish almost a rhythm at this point. And also a game like East Tennessee State, which got canceled, that's winnable. So, you know, your confidence kind of falls off when you see a game like that, you know you have a chance to win, and then it gets canceled on you. But it's only going to get tougher because the Sun Belt Conference is a very deep baseball conference.
Exactly, and you know, right now they're 3-6 in the conference, so obviously they're not doing good. But one of the things that I've kind of learned about this team this season is it's kind of hard to predict how they're going to play. You know, when the season first was about to get started, we kind of predict would they be able to bounce back, would they be able to play good on the road. And sadly, they really haven't been able to show us that. They're 6-9 right now. But the thing is that this team, you know, they have to get past the mental jump. You know, they lose games 3 in a row, all away. They can't bounce back from that, come back home, and then lose 3 straight to Texas State. We can't do that stuff. But like I said, it's very hard to predict this team because right before that Texas State game, they played UNC Asheville where they beat them 11-1. So obviously they can win games. They just have to be in that mode, be motivated to win those games.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at my notes here. I just don't know what to say. I mean, sometimes baseball seasons just go like this, 10-16, just a couple guys batting over 300. I mean, I just don't know what else to say. I really don't even know if a turnaround is possible for this season. I think, you know, it's already kind of been written in stone. We might not even we make the Sun Belt Conference tournament by default. We might not even make it that far in it. I just don't know what to say. But a bright spot for the team, Hayden Cross, .326 batting average and 20 RBIs, and Hayden Rogers, 107 at-bats and a 280 batting average. But I just, man, 10-16, so hard to come back from. I just don't really know what else to say.
Yeah, and like I said, it's only going to get tougher with how good this conference is.
Alrighty, speaking of baseball, do you guys think we can turn around against Coastal this week?
Yeah, it's going to be very tough. Coastal Carolina is playing pretty well right now. They took 1 from Texas State, which is, you know, not much, but it's a lot to ask with how good the Bobcats have been. Coastal Carolina has been surprisingly struggling on the road. They're 5-7 on the road this season, but App State 3-6 at home, which is where this series is being played. But although the Mountaineers are struggling at home, it's still a good place for them to play. So hopefully they can turn it around against Coastal Carolina.
Yeah, I know we all hope they can turn it around, and we're playing at home, so obviously, even though we haven't shown that we can play good either at home or away, I'm pretty sure this team's coming in and saying that they have a 10-16 record, and they need to turn it around at some point. This is one of the teams that they can face in the Sun Belt tournament if they do make it. They're going to have to face this team, and like you said, Coastal Carolina's kind of struggling right now, but honestly, and I'm going to be honest, the way that we're playing right now, I think they can beat us all 3 of these games, but we just have to jump over that hurdle and beat them. But, you know, even though we're kind of trashing this team right now, there are some good spots on this team. And I want to shine a light on Hunter Bryson. You know, even though he has a 127 batting average right now, he's leading the team in home runs with 4. So obviously he's been doing good, even though he hasn't been great at bat. But there's some bright spots on this team that they have to, you know, focus on in this next series.
Yeah, I like that you guys are being optimistic, and usually I'm optimistic, but I got to be a pessimist. No, they can't. I don't think they're going to turn it around. I would not be surprised if they lost all 3 in that series, but I do think they have an opportunity to win at least 1 in that series, but my hopes are just not high. I think this year hasn't been necessarily a disaster. It's just been a disappointment. There have been good things, but I don't think one series against our football rival, Coastal Carolina, is going to turn things around. Now, switching to the other sport on the diamond, how does the softball team keep up their incredible momentum?
I think it's pretty easy for them. They're 21-14 right now, 7-5 in the conference, 5-2 at home, 6-9 away. You know, they're doing a lot better than the men's, but let's get off the men's right now. The softball team is doing absolutely incredible. Some lights we can shine on is Kate Houston, again, blowing expectations out for college softball players, blowing them out the window right now. She's playing absolutely fantastic. She's had some season highs in the last week alone in April. She's had 3 hits in the game against ETSU, and of course in the game against Georgia Southern, she had 5 runs batted in and 3 runs scored against Georgia Southern.
Yeah, the softball team's playing very, very well right now. They just took 2 of 3 from Georgia Southern, and then most recently swept East Tennessee State in a doubleheader by a combined score of 16-1. 4th in the conference right now, but if you look at the overall records, they've shown that they can compete with the top of the conference. As you mentioned, Kate Houston still mashing the ball, had a home run in each game of the doubleheader against East Tennessee State.
Hat Trick Houston. I've been trying to coin that name for so long because this girl, what she is doing on the diamond, absolutely incredible. She had 2 home runs in one of her recent games. I think it was North Carolina she played against and she got 2. I think that's the game. It's escaping my mind right now. But this girl had like 3 home runs in one game, 2 home runs in one game. She's been doing it all. So, you know, in order to keep up this momentum, keep riding Hat Trick Houston. But also don't count out that supporting cast because Mary Pierce Barnes and Addie Ray are 2 we also need to look out for with their 301 average and .319 average as well. I'm still learning the terminology. Is it point or 100?
Just say 100. Yeah.
Just say 100. Got it. All righty. We have to go to a break, but stay with us because we will have more from Chris and Jeff.
It's time for Sports Wrap on 90.5 WASU FM.
Unpredictable NC State can be on a
That is true. I feel like they do have one of these games in this part of the season every year. I'm not going to get into a big discussion about expanding it. I definitely think it should be maybe capped at 8 teams, maybe 6.
Because 228 yards on the ground, that's compared to a total of 55 for Coastal Carolina. I count one team of the 6 games that they have played this year that was in the playoffs last year.
Broadcasting from the Wayne L. Sumner studio in the George G. Beasley Media Complex. Still crazy after all these years. 90.5 WASU, the App FM.
Welcome back to a brand new season of the Morning App every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Check it out on 90.5 WASU FM, WASUradio.com, WatchAppTV.com, WatchApp TV on Facebook and YouTube, SkyBest Channels 20 and 1020, Charter Channel 198, and Campus Channel 23.3. See you there.
Welcome back to a brand new smack dab season of App TV's own queer-oriented show, Can't Think Straight. I'm Nate.
And I'm Harriet. We'll be here to make you laugh and think as we combine comedy and education on Can't Think Straight.
The show premieres Fridays at 9 p.m. You can tune in on watchapptv.com or on YouTube, channel 198 for Spectrum customers, channel 20 or 1020 for Skybus customers, and channel 23-3 on campus.
Also be sure to check out our Instagram at Can't Think Straight App TV. We can't wait to see you there. Bye.
Hi, I'm Kinsey Adams.
And I'm Jalen Sturdivant. Connected Cultures is back for spring 2022.
We'll be talking to you about Mexico, South Africa, the Netherlands, and much more.
We've got great interviews with staff and students.
Seth will show us how to make some delicious meals.
We'll get you connected to the amazing cultures around the world.
Tune in every Friday at 10 a.m. for new episodes of Connected Cultures.
You can watch online at watchapptv.com or on campus on channel 23.3.
Bye.
Welcome back once again to the A Game. I'm Noah C. Cornelius. Now, I don't know if y'all saw, but RJ Duhart has entered the NCAA transfer portal for basketball. What could this mean for his future as well as the future of the program?
Yeah, I was a bit disappointed to see that because I'm an RJ Duhart fan, believer myself. I think lack of playing time was the main issue. He really didn't get the playing time he deserved until the Sun Belt tournament, which, maybe too little too late there. He regressed statistically, but on the defensive side of the ball, he improved significantly. He's still blocking shots. He's defending without fouling. He's been great. As far as for the program, I don't think this will become a team issue. I think it was just for RJ Duhart's sake only. But it's not a loss that you like as an App State basketball fan.
Exactly. I kind of want to touch on that point. You said that it's about him. And I think it really is, because when college players come into college teams, they're looking to make the NBA draft. Even though they're wanting to play great for their organization, like let's say for RJ, App State, of course he wants to play great here, but he wants to go to the league. He's not just trying to have his little shine in Appalachian State, so of course he's going to go in the transfer portal. But again, it's sad to see him go. I actually liked his game. Even though he didn't get to play too much, he did shoot 42% from the field in both seasons. He did have a 51% from field last season, but when you look at the score, you look at his box score, he's only averaging 2 points a game. And I'm pretty sure he himself is looking at himself and saying, I'm not getting a playtime here. I'm not doing what I actually can do up to my abilities here at App State. So he's going to go to transfer portal. And honestly, if anybody's a fan of RJ, they're going to support that. So I think he's doing a good thing. He's not getting a playing time here, so he's going to go somewhere else and succeed. And I'm happy for him.
Yeah, I was thinking about this, and I was talking about it with the newspaper department here at Appalachian State University, and we were all talking, where could he go? I mean, he didn't get any playing time when he was at Appalachian State, and I can't help but think, because he didn't get that playing time, he can't necessarily go up. He could shift laterally to kind of like an App State level school and get more playing time. Or could he drop down and go to D2 and get more playing time? Because when I looked at his stats, I was like, okay, these stats are great. Then I realized, hey, the playing time. And that's always big when you go into the transfer portal, because you want to show what you can do and you want to show your skills. So even though RJ Duhart is now gone, good luck to you. I hope that you find a place to play, but I'm not quite sure where that place will be. So. All right, shifting away from basketball, we're going to be talking about football, going to be talking about some action going on at Kid Brewer Stadium at App State. What Power 5 school would y'all like to see come play the Mountaineers at The Rock?
Well, there's a good number that you can look at and say, I want them at The Rock. One team that came to mind was South Carolina. We've played them on the road a couple of times now, and looking at the future schedule, we are going to play them a bunch in the future. And we won't play them at home until 2033, back when we're old men. But some other teams I'm looking at are Tennessee would be a fun one from the SEC, and then NC State would be another good one to have come to The Rock. Although they're not one to schedule a challenge in the non-conference.
So if I had to pick a team in the Power 5 that I would want to come here a little sooner is Clemson. Obviously, we have Chase Bryce coming back, and I think one of the biggest things is in college football mostly is that QB matchup. Two great QBs, Chase Bryce and of course Cade Klubnik. We could see him come here too, and that would be such a great rivalry, Clemson and Appalachian State.
Give me Miami. I've been wanting to rematch against that team since we lost against them last semester. Miami, I don't know if they paid us to play them or something, but we went out there. We almost beat them. If it hadn't been for that incomplete pass with like 30 seconds left in the game, we could have marched down the field, maybe won that game. Who knows? I want Miami to come back here, play in the Rock, see how they do in the cold instead of their big Hard Rock Stadium, Miami, nice sunny stuff. I want to see them come up here and play against a real mountain team, and then we'll see who wins that rematch. But I guess, it's just a pipe dream. So, alrighty. Lastly, guys, any bold takes for the MLB season, which just started?
So my take, it's a little biased right now. I'm a Mets fan.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm going to support them. I'm going to go out with a really, really bold take. And then I'm going to kind of back it up why I'm saying this. We could possibly go to the World Series. Now, listen. Last season, we had the first seed for almost the entire year before the last 2 months. When you look at our staff, you look at our new manager. We have a new manager now, and we picked up so much depth in the free agency. We picked up Marte, who led the league in last year in base stolen. And we also have one of the best pitchers behind Jacob deGrom, which we already had, and Max Scherzer. So obviously we have the depth this season, and we have Lindor coming into this 10-year contract. So I think at this point he's going to start playing great. But I have the Mets going to the World Series.
All right, that is quite bold. I'm not sure I'm going that far, but my take is that the Seattle Mariners will win the AL West. They're a franchise that hasn't made the playoffs since 2001 when they set a record and won 116 games in the regular season. They've got a lot of good young talent like Jared Kelenic and Julio Rodriguez, and they also have some new pieces they've acquired from free agency and trades like Robbie Ray, who won the AL Cy Young, Jesse Winker and Eugenio Suarez from the Reds, and then Adam Frazier as well from the Pirates and Padres from a year ago. So I think they'll have a good year, and you never know with the AL West. A lot of good teams, but no great teams. But that is my take, is that they will win the AL West.
Alrighty, I'm going to keep it real. I'm not like an in-depth baseball watcher like my two compadres here, but for 2 bullet points I have Jonathan India from the Reds, builds on his Rookie of the Year season last year and has a 30-30 season. And I'm looking at the Padres to have a solid year. They kind of were disappointing last year, but they just traded for another starting pitcher. And there's that extra wild card spot this year, so I think that they get in. But that's enough from me. So.
And one more take I wanted to add was the Yankees. I think they will finish 4th in the AL East.
Alrighty. Thank you, Jeff, for joining us once again this week. Like you said, you feel like you're a member of the family now, so we'll see where that goes. We'll see where that goes. But after the break, we look at how a former Mountaineer is doing in the MLB, the big change to the Sun Belt in the future, and field hockey's new change to coaching.
Boy, oh boy, what to watch on a Sunday night?
What are you doing tonight at 9 p.m. on a Sunday?
I've already rejected you like 5 times. Shut up.
I'm so bored. I have nothing to do tonight, this Sunday night at 9 p.m. tonight on Sunday night.
What are you doing tonight at 9?
I already rejected you 5 times. Shut up.
We know what to do tonight at 9.
Have you been there the whole time?
We're not here.
Does anyone else see them?
See who?
What are you talking about?
Oh my god, we could totally watch Up Late App State on Sunday nights at 9 p.m. on tonight's Sunday night at 9 p.m. tonight's on Sunday.
Oh my god, how darn tootin'.
Memories, a sweet retrospective look at the past. However, the past has, well, passed, and now a new and better crew looks toward the horizon and marches toward Appalachian State head-on. This spring, look toward App Avenue on App TV to see a new legacy be written on random days of the week. No, seriously, this show will literally be airing any day of the week, so stay glued to those screens. We'll see you out there.
Appalachian Avenue.
Welcome back to the A Game. I'm Noah C. Cornelius alongside Chris Daniels. With the start of the MLB season, let's take a look at the only App State player playing in the league. Jeffrey Springs, who played for the Mountaineers from 2012 to 2015, was drafted in the 30th round by the Texas Rangers in 2018. After a short stint in Texas, Springs signed with the Red Sox in 2020 and is now playing for the Tampa Bay Rays. Springs currently has a 10-5 record in the MLB with a 4.73 ERA. During his 4 seasons, Springs has also averaged 10.7 strikeouts per 9 innings.
Men's soccer is returning to the Sun Belt. That is right. Keith Gill announced that starting fall 2022, the Sun Belt will bring back men's soccer to the conference. Sun Belt Commissioner Keith Gill had this to say about the announcement.
So we're really excited to begin sponsoring men's soccer again and look forward to a bright future on the pitch. Thank you very much.
There will be a total of 9 teams competing, with 6 teams being full Sun Belt members, 3 teams competing as affiliate members. Those 3 teams being South Carolina, Kentucky, and West Virginia. Appalachian State unfortunately will not be fielding a men's soccer team this fall, but hey, you never know, maybe sometime in the future.
In coaching news, the App State field hockey team has a new assistant head coach. It was announced Tuesday that Emily Dinsmore had been promoted to the new role. Dinsmore has been a part of field hockey team's coaching staff for the last 5 seasons. She helped coach the team to their first winning season in over a decade back in 2019, and last season helped the team to their first win over a ranked opponent in program history. After the break, we'll talk about Helena Jansen and Kate Houston.
What's going on?
Up late!
What is that?
Sketch show!
Oh boy, when does it air?
Sunday night!
What time?
9 p.m.
Thanks.
App TV's gaming news channel is back for Season 8. Pixel Peek is your source for the latest gaming news, reviews, gameplay, and much more. Be sure to check out our new season bi-weekly at apptv.com or any of these channels every Thursday.
Welcome back to the A Game. I'm Chris Daniels alongside Noah C. Cornelius. Helena Jansen of the women's tennis team has been named Sun Belt Player of the Week. Jansen earned the honors after her incredible performance against Louisiana and ULM last week. Jansen went undefeated in singles and doubles play, which helped the team win 4-2 over Louisiana and sweep ULM 4-0. Jansen has the team's best single record this season at 14-7. Jansen and the rest of the Mountaineer team will be back in action Thursday against Charleston Southern.
App State softball player Kate Houston has earned back-to-back Sun Belt Player of the Week honors. Houston put on an incredible performance in the 4 games last week, recording 3 home runs, 7 RBIs, and a .933 slugging percentage. Houston has been instrumental in this team's incredible season so far, currently hitting .386 on the season with 9 home runs, 28 RBIs, and 25 runs scored. You can see Houston and the rest of the Mountaineers here in Boone April 12th when they take on North Carolina Central. And we sat down with track and field pole vaulter Braden Underwood. Let's take a look.
What's going on, everyone? I'm Ethan Bumgarner with App TV's The A Game, and I'm here with Braden Underwood, a pole vaulter for the men's track and field team.
What's going on? Thanks for having me.
So Braden, how physically demanding is pole vaulting on your body?
Definitely extremely physically demanding. I'm not going to speak for all the other events, obviously to each their own, but it's definitely up there with the most physically demanding events, if not just sport in general. We put ourselves in some pretty risky positions that have a lot of potential for injury, and yeah, so it's really like full commitment every time we go out there, and it works every muscle in our body. And
so how does your workout routine differ from other events in track and field?
I'd say we definitely do a lot more just field, like event specific training, whereas like runners are mostly running, and yeah, distance runners are mostly running, sprinters are mostly sprinting. We spend most of our time just pole vaulting, whether that's drills or getting back on full run, taking big jumps. Yeah, we definitely have to spend a lot more time in that atmosphere to keep our commitment levels up. And as far as like weight training goes, we probably work a lot more on upper body than like runners do. I'd say we're pretty similar to throwers in the sense that it's like a full body sport and it takes every muscle.
So does that go into how you prepare for pole vaulting both in practice and before events?
Yeah, definitely. So like before a competition, like the day before, I won't do like a real workout or do any real practice. I'll just do like a nice little warm up, shake out, just get my muscles warm for the next day. Whereas you look at like the throwers or the runners, they'll go out there and have a throw practice or go for a long run the day before a meet. So it's just a little different. We really like showing up on that runway. You got to be 100% at your top physical performance level. So yeah, I think it's a lot more tapering than other events, but obviously to each their own. So yeah.
So how do you keep your body in condition during the off season for pole vaulting?
Just simple maintenance. I don't do as much pole vaulting in the off season as I do during season or during preseason, but yeah, just basic weightlifting maintenance, like just trying to get a little stronger, do some running 2-3 times a week, just simple short sprints and hill repeats and things like that. Nothing too serious.
So with the Duke Invitational this weekend, what are your expectations for yourself going into this meet?
Yeah, so I'm hoping to get on a bigger pole tomorrow for sure. I've been working on moving up poles, getting on bigger poles, moving my hand grip up. So the plan tomorrow is just go in there with the mindset and the goal to get on the biggest pole possible and really bring it and hopefully PR and take home the gold.
Braden, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Anytime.
Huge week for App State with a ton of action here in Boone and away. Starting things off, men's golf is finishing up the Warford Invitational Monday and Tuesday. Softball will be in action Tuesday here in Boone against NC Central before going down to Troy for a 3-game series Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Baseball will also be here in Boone Tuesday against High Point, and then we'll stay here in Boone to take on Coastal Thursday through Saturday. The tennis team will also be on the move later this week, visiting Charleston Southern Thursday and Georgia Southern Saturday. Wrapping the weekend for the Mountaineers is the track and field team, going down to Auburn this weekend. Good luck, Mountaineers. That's all the time we have for you this week. I'm Chris Daniels.
And I'm Noah C. Cornelius. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at the A Game Sports. And we will see you all next week on the A Game.